Hey guys, it is Friday when I'm recording this, so we've kind of finished up our first week of new Cloud School. And from what I've seen and from what I've heard from you guys and your parents, it seems like most of us are doing okay with this. It might not be perfect for everyone yet, but I have a couple ideas and solutions that might help with that. Specifically, a weekly checklist that I'm going to send out at the beginning of each week, so that you can either make one of your own that looks like it or something like it, or you can use the one I make. And it might help you to just be able to check off each of the assignments. I know Seesaw doesn't do a wonderful job of organizing them. They just kind of come out randomly and they're not necessarily in order. So social studies 2 might show up before you're writing 1. There's not a whole lot I can do about that other than delaying the release of each of the assignments, but that just seems a little complicated and some of you guys might not like that. So what I'll do instead is just give you a weekly checklist, and then each week you know what assignments need to be getting done, and you can check them off as you finish them. So far, I've seen a lot of really great work. I have quite a few friends who have done the maybe like science, social studies, or extra assignments before our main core assignments in reading, writing, and math. Just keep in mind that those are the most important subjects to be completing. That's the stuff where we're reviewing old content or even introducing new content. Not to say that those other things aren't as important, but especially during this cloud school, those are the areas where we're more likely to slip back and fall behind rather than continuing to learn and grow in those areas. So please, 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 please prioritize and make your reading, writing, and math the most important assignments for you to complete each week. So far, it seemed like quite a few of you have liked having kind of the option to do all your writing in one day and then do all your math the next day. Some of us have chosen to do writing 1, reading 1, and math 1 in one day. Whatever works for you is totally fine. That's great. I'm glad that you guys are finding something that works for you. You might try, if it didn't work for you this week, try something else next week. Flip it around a little bit. The only thing I will warn you against is procrastinating. I have quite a few students, it's 11 a.m. on Friday, and I have quite a few students who have less than half of the assignments for the week done, and I don't have a very good feeling that they're going to get those things done before the end of the day. Maybe they'll spend the weekend doing it, I don't know. But I do know that time management and prioritizing things is a really, really important skill right now and a really good one to start practicing and learning. So hopefully the checklist will help with that. If you have another system, something else that works for you, great. Just please, please, please make sure that you are doing the assignments in order. I know specifically this next week, a lot of the, like reading 2, you have to have done reading 1 in order to do reading 2 appropriately or accurately, if that makes sense. I have a couple friends who are skipping around and doing 3 and then 1 and then 2. And for this week, it was okay. They didn't rely quite as heavily on each other. But I know that this coming week, very much more it will rely on, I've done 1, now I can do 2, okay, now I can do 3. You can't just go ahead and skip to 3 without doing 1 and 2. So hopefully that makes sense. Couple things, I have a list right here of a couple things I wanted to talk with you guys about or tell you about as we move into our next week. We are going to continue with this same type of cloud school next week. So far, I've had pretty positive feedback, and I don't want to keep switching up the format on you guys. So hopefully this works for everybody, and we can stick with this for the rest of the year. And if by the end of next week we realize that this totally stinks, I'll try one more solution and see if that works and go from there. But so far, it seems like this has worked for everyone, so I'm hoping that we can just stick with it. But a couple things for the upcoming week. First thing, emails. Couple things with that. I recently found out that quite a few of my friends don't have their emails. They don't have their passwords or their logins wrong. I don't know. But if you remember when I sent your iPad home with you, it was in a baggie. If you still have that baggie, it has your email and your password on it. So if you have that somewhere and you're one of my friends who got kicked out of their email for whatever reason, go get that bag. It's right there. It's on it right there for you. I also sent out an assignment this last week, the week of April 6th. I sent out an assignment on Seesaw about emails saying that if you haven't been able to get on your email for whatever reason, you don't have your password, you don't remember it, let me know. So far, no one's responded to that yet, so I know there are some people out there who don't have their emails. I need you to please let me know. There's lots of important information coming to you and to your parents over email. So please also ask your parents to be checking their email as well. I'm sure that we're all getting tons and tons of emails and things right now, and the world is crazy and everything like that. But for school, that's where a lot of the information for you and for parents is going to come out, is through your email. So please, 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 please check those regularly, at least twice a day, if not more. With regards to the email, I have quite a few friends who are sending me questions over email, which is great. The only problem that we're having with that is a lot of my friends are being very unclear in their email when they ask for help. For example, someone will say, Ms. Tolson, the link doesn't work. And I'm sitting here with 3 writing, 3 reading, 3 math, and 3 social studies links for each subject, and I don't know which one they're talking about. So then it takes a little bit longer for us to send emails back and forth and try and figure out which link it is that's not working. I will always send out at the beginning of the week, I'm going to send out an email with all of the links in there. So just hang on to that email, star it important, or put it in an important folder, whatever works for you. If you can't get to the link through Seesaw, go and check that email. Use one of those links. If it still doesn't work, then send me an email and let me know which subject and which assignment isn't working for you, okay? So that's specifically about the links, but quite a few of my friends have sent other questions where we're just not being clear about what help we need. Someone will send me an email and say, Ms. Tolson, I need help with math. And if we were in class and I could stand over your shoulder and look at what you're doing, or you could come talk to me at my table, that would be fine because you can show me exactly what's happening. But when we're talking over email, I can't see your iPad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what math assignment you're working on. And I just need you to be a little bit more specific in your emails. If you're going to email me asking for help, please do. If you need help, send me an email. But it's going to help the both of us to, 1, get things figured out quickly, and 2, actually solve the problem if we can just be a little bit more specific in our emails about what it is that we need. I've got 1 or 2 emails about, I need help with math, or my iPad's not doing it. And I'm sitting here like, I don't know what it is you want your iPad to be doing. You have to tell me and be more specific. So please, 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 please make sure that if you are sending me an email with a question, you very clearly and very specifically tell me what the problem is right away. It just takes a little bit more time for us to have to send emails back and forth with, okay, well, which assignment is it? It's math. Okay, which math assignment is it? The second one. Okay, what's the problem that you're having on it? It's question 3. If I had got an email that just said, Ms. Tolson, I'm having a problem with math assignment 2, question 3, I can very quickly help that friend, like right away. But otherwise, we're sending emails back and forth, and it just takes too long, and you guys don't want to be sending emails. You want help with the question. So just be a little bit more specific with your emails if you can be. Some of you are doing a great job of it. Thank you to those friends. If you think you're maybe one of the friends I'm talking about, just maybe next time, be a little bit more specific, okay? It might help. Let's see, what else? Ooh, also, with regard to questions, before you send me that email asking for help, please rewatch the video if there is one, or reread the instructions if it's just an instructions assignment. Quite a few of my friends have sent me questions about assignments that I answer in the video, or if they'd read the instructions clearly, it would say. So kind of just like if we were in class and you call me over and say, Ms. Tolson, I don't know what to do, my first question is going to be, well, did you read the instructions? And if you say no, I tell you to read the instructions again, right? So that's kind of like this, where if you're not understanding what's going on, I'm going to tell you to rewatch the video one more time and then come to me with the question, because 90% of the time the questions that I'm getting are something that I answered in the video. And the nice thing about it being in video is that you can go and rewatch it as many times as you need to understand. Go and do that. That's why they're on YouTube. That's why they're available for you guys to just watch over and over and over again. I know that might not be what you want, because you just very quickly want the answer to your question. You don't want to have to watch the 7-minute video again, but I promise it will help if you can just rewatch the video and either listen to the information again or listen more carefully and find the answer to the question that you had. So those are a couple of the main things. Last couple things is, so with this new Cloud School, the way that it's going is I am giving you guys a couple extra assignments every week. And unfortunately, I have some friends who are choosing to do the extra assignments and not do any of the academic assignments. So for example, I have a couple friends who have done only the extra assignments. There's no math, there's no reading, there's no writing, things like that. And I understand that those extra assignments are kind of like fun extra things. That's why they're extra assignments. And they're a lot more enjoyable than maybe some of the other assignments that we're doing. But if we're going to be doing Cloud School for the rest of the year, I'm still going to do my best to help prepare you guys for middle school. And so I need you guys to try and be doing your best to help prepare yourselves. And one way you can do that is prioritize and time manage and make sure that you're getting your core main subject assignments done before you start doing that extra stuff. If I need to, I can start limiting the extra stuff and only assigning it to students who are getting a lot of work done. And then my friends who aren't getting a whole lot of work done won't have access to them. Or I can just take them off completely and we won't get to do extra assignments. I need you guys to show me that you can handle and that you can prioritize your 5th grade core main subjects before you start doing the extra stuff. That would be like going to recess but not having to do the math test, which I know sounds super fun. I would definitely rather go to recess, but I know that the math test is what needs to be done that day, so I'm going to get the math test done first and then go to recess. I hope that makes sense. I hope that wasn't more confusing for you. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, I've noticed quite a bit on some of our assignments that specifically on like writing and reading, when I ask you to write 2 complete sentences or write a full paragraph to respond to a question, a good chunk of us are just writing like 1 sentence and calling it good. Or we're writing 2 sentences, but our sentences are, oh, I didn't notice any sensory detail. I didn't find any. When I know that's not true. I know you guys see those things and you notice them. And I know it's easy to say, oh, I don't know. And I'm not there to kind of help you figure out the answer to that. But it's really important that you guys are trying your best. It seems like quite a few of us are just kind of doing the bare minimum and just kind of slacking off. And I'll do what I can and it's good enough. And so it's not necessarily that I want you to get the right answers, but I want you guys to be answering the questions all the way. It seems like kind of a silly thing to ask, but quite a few of us are just not answering all the questions. We're either skipping questions or not answering the question entirely. On the math this last week, I had quite a few friends who sent in their work with the answers, but no actual work. So I don't know how they solved the problems. And again, I'm not necessarily looking for it to all be correct because I know it's hard to get there when I'm not there to help you or your friends aren't there to talk with you about it. There's lots of reasons why it's hard right now. But one thing you can do to help yourself and to help me is by fully completing the whole assignment. And not just writing 1 sentence for every answer, but if it says 2 sentences, write 2 good sentences. It shouldn't be 1 sentence says, the sensory detail I noticed was sound. That was it. That's not 2 sentences. That doesn't really count as answering the question, right? So if it says 2 sentences, write 2 good sentences. If it says show your work, please show your work. Now more than ever, it's more important because I'm not there to remind you of that next step or to ask you to do it again and things like that. I have a couple friends who I've been able to comment on and say, hey, I noticed that you missed this number. Let me know when you go back and do it again. And those friends aren't going back and doing it again. And so I'm not counting those assignments until they're done. I talked with a couple of you guys on our video chat earlier this week and let you guys know that at the end of the week, probably on Sunday, because I know some of us might be working over the weekend, on Sunday I'll probably send out a progress report to you and your parents basically saying, hey, there were 3 math assignments this week, you got 2 of them done. There were 3 science assignments, you only got 1 of them done. Or whatever, however it looks for you. So that's going to be coming home to you and your parents to let you and them know, hey, you either got everything done, nice job, you got most of it done, I can tell that you worked really hard, or we didn't quite get everything done, maybe spend more time next week, or it looks like we didn't really get on and do a whole lot at all. And that might be a conversation that I have with you and your parents about prioritizing school and trying to continue with our learning during this really weird and crazy time. Now, with all that in mind, I know that this is the weirdest thing any of us have probably gone through in our whole lives. I get that, and I completely understand that. However, it's going to be over at some point, and school is going to continue. You guys are still going to middle school next year. You're still going to go to high school after that. And it's really important that we all do our best and try our hardest to not let ourselves fall behind. I know it's easy to because it feels like early or like long spring break or early summer break. I know it feels that way, and I want you guys to enjoy the time that you have at home and get outside and go running and play games and things like that. But I also want you guys to prove to yourselves and to your parents and to your middle school teachers that you guys have got this, because I know you do. I worked with you guys for many months now. I know you guys can do this. It's just a matter of, do you know that you can do this, and pushing yourself to do it. So I know that the times are crazy, and if you've got something going on at home that makes school hard, let me know. I'm trying to do anything and everything I can to help you guys right now, but I need to know what the problem is. We talk about this sometimes at school, right? I don't know if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time with something, unless you tell me. And now more than ever, that communication is really key, because I can't see your face and see that, oh, they're really struggling with something, they're having a hard time. I can just see when friends are turning in work or when friends aren't turning in work. So if you have something going on at home that's making it hard to do online school, please let me know. I'd very much like to help, but I need to know first. If you're really enjoying cloud school and having a really fun time because you get to wear pajamas and hang out with your pets all day, let me know. I miss you guys so much, and I miss hearing from you guys, and I miss seeing your faces and hugging you on Monday mornings. And this has been really hard for all of us, I'm sure. And I know you guys all have your own stuff going on at home too. But that communication and getting to talk to each other and see each other and just kind of continue our classroom community as much as we can online is really, really important right now. And I need you guys, some of you have done a really great job, but I need some of you guys to really step up and start actively participating in that, because we miss you like crazy. And it makes me smile just to see your guys' names pop up on my computer when I go to look at your reading assignments. So please, 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 please let me know if I can help, and do your very best work. I know that it's hard, and I know that it's easy to get distracted by cartoons or games or your siblings, but this is your guys' chance to prove to everybody that you've got this. I know you guys have got this. But everyone else needs to know it too. So you need to know it. So make sure that you're showing everyone that you got this, because you do. I miss you guys like crazy, and I hope you have an enjoyable weekend, and I will see you guys online next week. Bye, guys.